Good morning, everyone. Good morning from the West Coast. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, let's go first with introductions. Asad, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hi everyone. It's nice to meet you. My name is Asad Nakwi. I work as the senior product manager with EduMine, and today I've prepared a slide deck for you that talks about the course strategy and course development for 2025.
Awesome. So yes, as Asad was saying, we have a great lineup planned today. So I'm confident that you will leave with some valuable insights. First of all, we will start with a quick survey. I'll share my screen to just, show you the quick survey that we will love for you to take. You don't have to take it right away. You can take it at the end. It's really quickly. It's a quick survey. It takes less than a minute. You can pick as many as you want. And then at the end, you can also add if there is something that you don't see here and you would really like for us to have a course about it or give more information about it, please enter it. We would love to hear from you today. And then Asad will present exactly what we are working on, what we've been working on this year with the updates on courses. And then anytime that you have any questions, you can feel free to raise your hand. Thank you.
As I pointed at the outset, the conversation today is going to be about the course strategy part of EduMine and the courses and the topics that we're looking at for developing this year. There will be a bit of work that we've done in 2024 as well. This is our 2025 course strategy in a nutshell for EduMine. So what we essentially want to do is we want to empower professionals within the mining industry with modern content, with content that they can use to upskill themselves, to utilize all of the content in their workplaces, and then just brush up on the skills that they already have or acquire new skills. We of course want to do all of this in an environment which is conducive to learning, and that's why we want to make it as interactive as possible. And as I go further into presentation, we'll see of what measures we're taking towards achieving that interactivity that we're talking about here. This also informs into the overall vision and mission that we have for EduMine, and it is to ensure that we're making mining a better industry for people. So we've got broadly 6 topic areas that we want to be developing courses in 2025 and beyond. As you see, we've got mining geology and geotech. There's 7 courses underneath that. We've got supply chain that is limited to mining, and you've got a few areas within that. We've also got smart systems in mining, and you've got a few areas within that, which of course most of us are pretty excited about. I know that I am excited about the smart systems within mining for sure. And of course, you'll see the same course topics in Anna's survey as well. So please do go ahead and put in your vote. Here's the next 3 course disciplines that we want to be looking at. So, we've got mine equipment and maintenance and some basic machinery in there. We'll also be developing courses within the coal mining discipline. We also see project management within mining as a candidate for course development in 2025. This is not to say that we don't have courses in these topics right now. It's just that some of our courses do touch upon some of these topics in a rudimentary manner. So what we want to do is we want to create focused courses for these topics. Let's move into the new features that we want to have in 2025, which we've already started in 2024. I want to share my screen and show you some of the things that are listed here. So one thing that we're working on is an immersive element, which includes voiceover playback. The reason for this is we've seen that our learners are more engaged if they're more concentrated, and that concentration comes from enabling 2 of their senses rather than one. There's also the factor of making sure that our courses are as accessible to everyone as they can be. So, for example, with people who have difficulty reading, for example, playback is a very good solution for those learners. We've got 15 courses which have a voiceover playback now, and we aim to have all of our courses have this voiceover playback. So I'm quickly going to show you a course that has this voiceover playback feature. So the way voiceover would work in the courses that we have is you've got this sound bar at the top which you can run, and it's gonna just narrate the text that's underneath it. We've purposefully made sure that we've broken this down into consumable chunks, so you're going to see that there's 4 or 5 or even more sound bars on one page. So for example, this sound bar is going to have audio playback for everything underneath this, as you can see. And then we've got another one, which has everything underneath this one. So this is how the audio playback feature works right now. Going to go back to my presentation. So another thing that we're focusing on is to make sure that the design of our course is as learner-centric as possible. So as you see, we've got human-centered design as a new feature here. And what this refers to is a mix of flashcards, of drop-downs, of carousels, and things like that, which force the learner to interact with the course. And what it does, it breaks the monotony of the learner just looking at the text and just kind of navigating through the course that way. Because what happens usually is that most of our learners have got a lot of priorities, and some of them are taking courses on the job. And what we want to make sure is that we capture that attention for as long as possible. And that's where these interactive elements come in. So this is, for example, a carousel. This is a course that we have called NI 43101. So this is what I was talking about when it comes to a carousel, because the traditional approach to online learning is that you've got this screen, and then there's a lot of text on that screen, and there's graphs and whatnot. And then you're scrolling down like a typical web page. But what we've enabled now on certain courses are these things. So for example, here's the carousel. In order to navigate to the next slide, the learner has to do this. So now this changes the UI. This changes the typical approach to consuming e-learning courses. And then, for example, if you move forward, you'll see drop downs as well. And even with these drop downs, if a learner clicks here, right here, they cannot navigate to the next page until they look at all the drop downs here. So what this essentially does is gives them a small piece of content at one time. And this then once again breaks that monotony of having 2 paragraphs on your screen. So for example, if I click here, it's going to open up the first one. Then if I click on the next one, it's going to take it back. And then the third one, the fourth one, and then going on just like this. So these are some of the human-centered design elements that we've brought into our courses recently, and then we're going to improve on this in 2025, just like the other immersive elements that I talked about. I'll stop here and I'll ask Anna, would you like to address the questions right now,
Yes,
Anna?
absolutely. So the first question is, will these new courses have a free trial duration for learners, say 1 week or more?
That's a great question. Thank you. Yeah. We've got a trial duration for learners for 8 of our courses. And those 8 courses have one or more of these elements that I've talked about today. So if you want to go and take those courses, what you can do is you go to the EduMind store and search for sample courses. Once you search for sample courses, you're going to see 8 courses drop down. The trial of those courses is not limited to a week. It's just 90 days where you can consume the content that's there, but it's not the full course. It's the first module or first 2 modules of one course. Okay, there's 2 other features that we're looking at. So we've got some refreshed courses. They've got better video and image quality. As most of our learners and our customers know, we've been in the market for more than 20 odd years now. We used to have more traditional online learning courses, and now we've moved towards a more modern online learning courses. But because we've been in the market for that long, we've had courses that were developed that long ago. So with some of our courses, they're more text heavy. There are some images that may not be of a great quality. And that's where these refreshed courses come in, because There's definitely a lot of value in those courses. We want to make sure that learners keep getting that value out of those courses. The last thing that I want to talk about today in terms of the new features that we have developed and we're going to continue pushing towards them in a more concrete way is the reporting that we're going to get for some of our courses. So one of the key things that we want to know is where do learners drop off in a course. So what that would indicate is maybe that's the screen that requires, for example, summarization of the text that's there. Or maybe that's the screen that requires an addition of some sort of graphics. So that's how we're going to be looking at that data and deciding we need to make certain changes to certain screens. Say, for example, course A, module 1, part 3, where we see that out of the 50 learners that took that course, say 20 learners dropped off from there. That indicates to us that there's something that we do need to change in that course over there. And that establishes a direct line of feedback where we don't have to go out and ask our learners about, okay, how are you feeling about that course? What did you learn from it? What have you applied to your job and everything like that? So this is a better way of just gathering that and just reading between the lines. We've also launched another category called EduMine Essentials, which fundamentally are short courses. Think of it as a 101 college level course. And we've got one course called Geological Concept that we recently launched last month. And of course, there's more coming soon. The reason we started looking into this is we've seen that a lot of our learners are time poor and that that they can quickly take and just upskill on something that they learned 5, 10, or whatever number of years ago. There's another reason for this, and that's the bigger one. All of us know that mining industry is facing a human resource shortage right now. So that shortage of people means that the industry is targeting people from other industries as well. And we've seen a lot of movement towards the mining industry from industries such as healthcare, such as oil and gas. And of course, most of these professionals don't know a lot about the mining industry, but they've got those transferable skills that these companies value that they've recently joined. And so these courses, these 101 courses, are of immense value for those people. So we've got courses in Spanish and French, and we're going to be looking at Portuguese and other languages as we go into 2025. We recently launched 3 courses in Spanish. They're Mind Planning 1, 2, and 3. And this is December 2024. We launched a course in French, and we're looking forward to launching more courses in these 3 languages and any other languages that we see interest in. But that's, of course, a function of the interest that we see coming from our customers and from our learners. With that, I'm at the end of my slide deck.
Thank you so much, Asal, for today. And
Of
thank you,
course, thank
everyone.
you so much, everyone, for joining and giving your feedback and your vote. It's really nice to see the votes come in and, of course, receive the feedback that's there.
Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.